We're broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios. Visit MTE.com. Middle Tennessee Electric, serving to make life better
since 1936.
From the WGNSradio.com News Center, a local news update.
On the air since 1947.
1947. A local news update with Scott Walker.
In studio, we'll be talking about the Rutherford County Schools. We have the school board chair, Claire Maxwell, with us today, and also Zone 6 school board member, Butch Vaughn, and what all is happening within the county schools right now.
It's been good. Voted to purchase the Dismukes property at Poplar Hill, which is something that we got to have because once that property's gone out there, we won't be able to get any more land out there.
It's off Blackman Road. Mr. Dismukes, a longtime farmer, they actually tried to pursue the property, if I remember correctly, way before I was on the board, before Butch was on the board, 10 years ago. They tried to pursue it, and he wasn't interested in selling. But now he is, and he came to us, and we're very fortunate because we don't get a lot of offerings of land in that area. Land is prime.
So where's the Dismukes property? Where is that one?
It's up the road from Poplar Hill Elementary and Poplar Hill Middle.
Okay.
So it'd be a complement, the third school. And we've told our parents, and Butch will attain to this, that we try to stick with that three-school model.
Yeah, I was fortunate to open Blackman Middle, and the three-school complex is just the best plan you can have because each school feeds the next one, and the kids understand, and expectations are there, and just share ideas.
And families like it because the majority of the school, not all of them, some kids will come from outside of that three-school complex. But for the majority of those kids, they all stay together. The same kids they went to elementary school and middle school, they'll see in high school. And families really, really like that. And it does help with sports and band and fine arts and all that kind of things, with continuity. You know, we had to pursue this, and hopefully it'll work out. But we did finally, after 2 years, wrap up the Lee Road property, which the commission has been very well aware of. It was just taking a while. There were a lot of family members involved in finally getting everybody's signatures, but we finally did that. We're really excited to build a high school and possibly another school or two up there as well. Good times.
So that Lee Road area, that's the one that's close to Rock Springs and
Rocky Fork
Road.
Yeah.
All
it's
of
in the
that.
northern end where, you know, Butch will tell you, there's just not stopping. That's very appealing to a lot of people. Near Nolansville, it's got a lot of growth potential, and if we don't get ahead of this now, we're going to be behind the eight ball worse than we were coming out of COVID, and we were very behind coming out of COVID.
Yeah, we pretty well caught up, but you know, this land purchase that if we let these get away from us, we're not going to be able to get them back. And our responsibility as the school board is to do what we know is best. Mm-hmm. And right now it's to purchase this property, you know. Jeff Reed did a great job in getting us wrapped up at Lee Road property.
And that property there, it really is sandwiched between outer Smyrna and Nolansville. I mean, it's right there.
It would help alleviate Smyrna, Laverne, and a little bit of Stewart's Creek. I mean, it's got a lot of potential there. It's a huge amount of land. And when I left in '86, we didn't even have Laverne High School. To see the county transformed into the number of high schools we have to now, and just to see areas that were nothing but wilderness and farmland to neighborhood after neighborhood after neighborhood, and 840, and open that up to veterans. Everything's open now. It's
wild how we do continue to grow, and there's so many people who live here who are from outside different areas, and they don't know Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, what it looked like before. So it's probably hard for them to fathom a smaller community.
It is.
When I ran, and Stan Vaught and we ran together, and pretty much, and you go and visit and knock on these doors, and there's so many people that are not from here. They've moved here, they have no idea, like you say, that have no concept of what the schools used to be like or the community used to be like. But they not understand that the reason they came to Murfreesboro is we've got so much to offer.
Yeah.
But people just keep coming. I mean, they just keep rolling in like nobody's business.
And we have the best public schools in the state. And I'm not just biased saying that now. Our scores now attest that, you know, we overtook Williamson County. And we were 1A, 1B for a long time. And it's just really, I'm very proud. At no other time have we been this good. At all of our schools, academics, CTE, vocational opportunities. It is something that I used to say people like it, but want to come here for our schools. And our magnet schools do stand out. but our other high schools and our other schools do stand out as well. The opportunities that we have here, a lot of communities don't have. So we have done a really, really good job. We hire good people, we hire knowledgeable people, and they are always trying to stay a step ahead for our kids and our families.
We got the #1 performing school system in the state, and it's like Claire said, that's a pretty big deal. And that was value added. That's where the actual how much they learn. I mean, that's what it's all about. And I like to say, we've got so many people, community partners out there, like Smyrna Ready Mix. They put so much money in some of these schools that really I just wish more stakeholders would get involved, because really every business in Rutherford County has benefited from our school system. And we just need people to support. It's like Larry said, if we don't stay ahead of the game, we're going to get behind in schools like we were after COVID. And we pretty well have caught up, but we have got to stay ahead. And that's the reason the purchase of these land places are so important, because of the fact that there's just not a lot of land out there. And once all this land is gone, we won't have any choices. We can't build any schools, don't have any place to build them.
And you can't wait till you needed it yesterday.
Yeah.
And because if that happens, then you are already a couple of years behind. So to be able to purchase property and be able to hold on to it for a couple of years till you are ready to build is invaluable, because land's not getting cheaper. It's only getting more expensive. And the Beatty property, John L. will be ever indebted to him for coming to us and offering not only land for elementary school, but a middle school, because he understood. He said, houses are going to come. I know that. I can't stop development. He said, but I would like a school as a testament to what I believe in and this county. And I feel like just Mukes is saying the same thing. He really sees, he's in his 70s now. He's not getting any younger. And he's decided that, a school is really what he would prefer to be on that property. So I appreciate him so much reaching out to us.
We went out there and walked over the property. And like Claire said, it's prime property. But he told me then he wanted a school there. And he's been offered quite a bit more money for this land, but he wants a school there.
Yeah.
That's what's important. And that's the reason he came to us, was because he wants a school there.
When you look at the size of the Rutherford County school system and compare it to other counties across the state, are we still the 4th largest?
Yeah, we overtook Hamilton County. We did. We're the 4th. Knox County, we're nipping at your heels, because the growth, and that's another thing that's really outstanding, to see the accolades that we've achieved as far as academic growth and all this. We're doing this at a time that we are growing quicker than I've ever seen. And somehow we have to take each child where they are when they walk through that door, and we have to educate them. And we are managing to do a very, very good job. You would think we'd be overwhelmed. And in some ways, we are somewhat overwhelmed, but we're able to still meet their needs and get more by challenging them, because they may have come from a school system that was great. They may have come from a school system that was not so great. And we're able to coach them up, as my dad used to say, and get them to where they need to be. That's what just makes what our people, it's not me, I haven't done anything. It's those people in the classroom. All I can do is say, okay, what do you all need and how can I help you? That's what our role on the board is. How can we help you do the best you can and give you the tools you need in the classroom? Our community partners couldn't do it without it. We're very fortunate. Butch and I are on the ground level of the new Rutherford County Schools Foundation. Very similar. We are following the city schools. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. We are following their blueprint pretty much. And we're going to be able to raise funds similar to the BEP, and we're able to raise funds to give $2,500, $200, whatever is needed, that little extra that teacher needs for whatever program that she's trying to do in her classroom. And we're really excited about that too.
That's a big positive. And what is kind of crazy is when you look at the student population, you've got a huge percentage of students who are starting schools here in Rutherford County, and it's their first time at an American school. I mean, that's got to add to the level of difficulty for the teachers out there. I mean, English is the second language for well over 1,000 students. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges I think that the county schools has faced is finding enough of the ESL teachers to work with these kids, because it's a unique skill. You almost have to have a dual language type thing, and to be able to find those type of people it seems like that area is just growing. The need for those types of teachers is keeping up with the growth in the whole system. We're over 52,000 students now. I tell you, the thing that we're very fortunate with is to have Dr. Jimmy Sullivan as our director of schools, and Dr. Kay Martin, who's the assistant out there to Dr. Sullivan. They have brought this county together, and they have really unified the school leadership. We've just got such great principals and people at the central office that are so highly skilled. It's really an amazing thing, and it's pretty well contributed to Dr. Sullivan, the job he's done.
Yes, I concur. He's done a wonderful job, and it trickles down to all the schools. He has their back, and they have his back. And first thing he did when he took on that role was he started touring all the schools, and he does it every year. I'm sure it's exhausting because we always are adding a school here and there, but he wants them to know that he appreciates them, and he wants them to know their worth. And the best thing we did was we also passed the first real significant salary. We had a salary study, and we were able to put all of our employees on a pay scale that made sense, and we value them, and we pay well enough that we haven't had the hiring challenges that some counties have had. In fact, I hear that everybody from surrounding counties wants to come to us, and I'm very proud of that too. So
it's a good problem to have.
Yes,
right
it
there.
is.
Speaking of student numbers, high school graduations, those are done with, right? They're all
Yes,
out of the way.
Finally, love them, but man, it's just, that lets you know just how big we really are.
Yeah, how big were some of the classes?
Stewart's Creek was 610.
Wow.
I think Blackman was 580. Smyrna was 540, I believe, and Riverdale's 510. I don't remember some of the others, but they're all right around 500. I mean, it's amazing to see. And I remember when I graduated, there was like 300 and something in there. So
in the 80s and into the 90s, some of the schools like Riverdale at the time, 700 students maybe, but that was the entire student body.
we thought we were big.
It felt big back then.
Yeah.
When you talk about growth, it's amazing how fast we are growing, but one of the areas I know of concern is when new families move in. A lot of these new families have kids who are middle school age because it's hard, first of all, to afford a house in Rutherford County.
Right.
And so you have a lot of persons who move here, they already have an established family. Those are the ones who are able to afford a house today in Rutherford County. So there again, a lot of kids coming here for the first time who are middle schoolers. Does that make it tougher?
Yeah, it's like you say, it's very difficult. We don't have any starter homes. And young couples like you're talking about to have young kids, it's just very difficult for them to afford a house in Rutherford County.
Yeah.
I don't care where you go in Rutherford County. You can drive any way you want to. There's construction going, new houses being put in. There's so many people that want to come here, and I think that's one of the reasons apartments are filling up as fast as they are, these young couples moving here.
Yeah.
And hopefully being able to buy a home later on down the highway.
Now, townhomes have alleviated some of that. A lot of people, and the thing I hear about a townhome is they don't have to have the yard and the upkeep and all of that. But those aren't cheap either. Those,
No, 400,000. What a lot of them started.
In 1998, when we moved back, I was gone for 10 years. We lived in different cities. As I was growing my family, and my husband and I, we got an opportunity to move back to Tennessee in 1998, and we did it. Came back to Murfreesboro. You could still get a home for about a 150, 160.
Yeah.
2-3 bedroom home.
Especially a townhome.
Yeah,
you can get those for $125 at one point.
Not happening anymore. And so it's challenging, but and it is more challenging because there are a lot of families that are coming here specifically for our schools. It used to be people would move here because they were starting a new job here. That's not the case anymore. They're seeking out, my husband has a good friend of his. They worked together 30 years ago. He lives in Phoenix, Arizona. He moved here 2 years ago because he searched and saw where Rutherford County schools were so good. And 2 of our magnet schools were top 10 in the nation, McFadden and Central. And so he moved here 2 years prior so he could get an opportunity to go to one of our magnet schools. But that's not the only draw. Like I said, there's still Stewart's Creek, Blackman, Riverdale, Oakland. We've got top-end high programs, and we've got vocational needs. We've got something for everybody.
Yeah.
And not a lot of school systems have that. But But it is challenging when you have a lot of older kids moving here.
Yeah.
So I hope we make them feel welcome, and I hope they're having a great time at our schools. But if they do have a problem, I think our men, our teachers, our staff, and Dr. Sullivan are very, very apt to, okay, what's the problem? What can we do? And we very rarely even have to step in.
And Claire, as we close out, because I know we only have about a minute and a half left, a special camp is coming up.
One quickly. About 6 years ago, I walked into Discovery Center and I talked with Tara McDougall about organizing a camp for older kids, similar to the camps they have through Special Kids, that they have a camp for older special needs kids, Special Kids Camp in the summertime. Well, I couldn't do 2 months of it, but I thought I could do 1 week of it. And so we started it, and we do it at different schools, and we're back around at Riverdale this year. So July 6th through the 9th, we're going to be at Riverdale High School from 8:30 until 2:30. And we've got a camp. We're doing fun things. We're celebrating America. That's our theme this year, 250th birthday of America. And so if you want an application and you did not get one from your high school, because it's just for high school age kids, 14 to 22, if they're eligible to go to high school, they're eligible to go to this camp. Just go to Facebook, and there is a Camp Wonder. Actually, there's two, but make sure you get the one that's in Murfreesboro, not the one in North Carolina. But Camp Wonder website, there is a QR code on the website, and you can fill out the application there. And if you are a SPED EA or a SPED teacher and you would like to volunteer, we still could handle a couple more volunteers. So it's just a great time, and we're going to have a wonderful time. We've got lots of special things going on. So I would love to have you. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me, Claire Maxwell. And my phone number is all on the website of the school board.
And again, to find out more about that camp, just Google Camp Wonder Murfreesboro.
Yes, absolutely. We put pictures up and we put a description on there. It's just a great camp. Some families are new to us, and then some families have been with us for 4 or 5 years.
Again, with us this morning from the Rutherford County School Board, Claire Maxwell and Butch Vaughn. We appreciate y'all joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Read the entire story on our website, WGNSradio.com.